to close this topic, I think we talked about self-management and not giving the answer. Yeah, listening. So let's just use that to contrast with mentoring. I think most people know mentoring, but how do you now people understand coaching? Now, how will you share how does mentoring show up in Agile?
So good mentoring, and I'm differentiating because there's lots
Yes.
of styles of that. But good mentoring is going to have a lot of similarities. But the focus, I talked earlier on about how the focus is different. So in good mentoring, you are both focused on your coachee, and you will both be looking at the problem together because you're trying to come up with a solution together. That's a very common pattern that you find. And you're using your SME-ness in whatever way it is to potentially give them ideas. Again, in good mentoring, it is when they're in coaching, you explore and deepen the learning for the self. You help them go deeper themselves. You get, when you're in mentoring mode, you can bring in your own expertise and background to help them with it. But if you're doing it well, it brings a lot of that sameness to it. You can still, you're still just throwing some ideas out there. As I mentioned, we have a lot of common problems. So like I might throw out a couple different ideas of how I've seen that solved. And if you're doing it well, you're still then putting it back to them and saying, okay, I've given you a bunch of ideas. What do you want to do about it? So you still give them the chance to make it their own
Right.
and morph it. So I would really
Yeah.
say that you can have you can do mentoring in a better way that brings in a lot of the same energy of coaching. But we do this in our class where we do the mentoring and then later do the coaching, and the energy of the room is not nearly as high,
Yeah.
not nearly
Yeah.
as excited.
Yeah. Definitely. So, so we talked about coaching, professional coaching. We've talked about mentoring. We talked about facilitating, and then the last thing,
Before we
this is very. Oh,
Yeah,
go ahead.
before we move on though, I want to make sure as I talk about professional coaching bringing out so much more in people and mentoring, as an agile coach, both are essential because there are things from that agile space, from the agility space that people don't know. And so as
Right.
much as people do have a lot of the answers and a lot can figure out a lot of the solves, they aren't magically going to understand what a scrum team is. You know,
Mm,
if they don't have the knowledge, they're not going to get the knowledge without help. So
right.
that's why as an agile coach, it is essential to bring both to the table, and that is important. We just want to make sure that you don't shortchange opportunities when you could coach and
Yeah.
go to mentoring.
And then when you say agile coach, you mean a scrum master might be a team agile coach. That's
Yes,
how you're
yep, yep,
referring.
yep,
Yep.
yep.
So that
An
this is
agile
very applicable.
yeah, yeah. An agile team facilitator is the first level of an agile coach.
Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. We'll be sure to come back with more exciting videos on Agile topics.